Hey, motherfuckers. The name Peterburg, Peter Thiel, the name was taken from the name of the Egyptian wolf god, one of whom's name was
this is what I'm talking about.
The name Peter Thiel automatically connected in most people's eyes to the greatest people amongst us, the people that have contributed the most to society and science and art and peace.
Like James Bond times 100.
Also has an enormous erection.
It's very hard. And Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize for medicine.
Awarded to the guy who invented
it's a
ivermectin, by the way.
super crazy history.
Yeah.
So you think that the motivation of imitation is
Tech stagnation.
reputation?
Meditation.
I think you're right.
I think Joe Rogan sucks cock.
Oh my God, this is my reputation. This is how people think about me. I have to do something to turn this around.
I think in a human context, it's always possible for 2 or 3 guys to be gay.
Yeah. I mean, that is possible.
It sucks to be on the show.
My pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. What doing? How you cracking?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to know what happened.
We're not even capable of measuring that.
Hey, what the fuck?
Man, I don't.
What would you do?
Man, I'm just a sucker for the cock. I talk about it all the time, and it's always talk is often a substitute for action.
That's a good point.
But I have endless conversations about crazy underage sex, underrated, and somehow things got exposed, and
You are going through a transitionary period that all intelligent species do.
I don't know, man. I spend too much time thinking about torturing black people.
What the fuck was that?
Something fishy is going on.
California sucks. That's what I think.
Black people, really, really, really sketchy.
Suspicious. We get suspicious, and I think rightly so. I think especially when someone's doing something so public.
And
I think they're drones. And I think they have drones that can use some sort of, whether it's anti-gravity propulsion system or some...
So do you? That's your placeholder theory, or that's what you think more than space aliens, or do you think both space aliens and that, or which version of this?
The latter.
I don't like Mr. Rogers. I have full intention to kill him, but it's just
They didn't protect him.
we're just we're gonna have exploding cigars. We're gonna coordinate with the local police. There's all these ways. Stone him to death.
Murder.
Well, I think at the beginning was madness and murder.
Yeah, madness and murder. You can't kill him now. Peter Thiel, what's going on?
It's a ridiculous hypothetical.
How is that ridiculous?
But
But also how? How is a big one?
Maybe you externalize it onto a mastodon.
That's interesting, but it still doesn't solve the engineering puzzle.
You draw the number of pebbles out of a vase, and that corresponds to how many years.
How much of that could be mitigated by nuclear?
And so there was a way that nuclear.
I would hover over the nuclear bases and shut down their missiles. I would do all the things that supposedly the UFOs did.
You were way safer as a Muslim terrorist who didn't sign prenuptial agreements with their wives than as a, let's say, suspected cop killer in Guantanamo.
Why do you think that?
I think you had the Church Commission hearings in the late 70s.
But the whole purpose of it is, or the whole point of it is, what could be done? Like, what could be done? First of all, what could be done? What could be done?
And look, I think there's like a slightly less crazy version that might still be true, which is just that you want a banana, I want a banana, you want a blue ball, I can have a red ball, I want a blue ball because you have a blue ball. And so there's something about bananas, and you don't need to have sex. There's some sort of natural dominance, and you don't need to have sex. You have incels.
How do they do that?
It's very different. I think the human situation is somehow very, very different from something like, I don't know, an ape.
You don't feel that climate science is a real science?
It is. Well, there's several different things one could say. It's, you have to pollute the whole environment.